But the rising tide has lifted all boats in multifamily and other commercial real estate. We all know that since 2009, 10, 11, the rising tide has raised all boats. Buffett would add, someday that tide's going to go out, and then we'll see who's skinny dipping.
Yeah.
So here's the concept. You've got the rising tide that's lifted everybody. That's the market. Remember, we talked about, can you count on the market to lift your boat? Well, lots of people have, and that's how we get into this expert versus amateur thing, not being able to tell the difference because amateurs are making millions of dollars for themselves and their investors. And honestly, my hat's off to them. I'm happy for them. But the problem is when that tide goes out, it's going to leave some of those amateurs exposed as amateurs. And that happens after, on the reversal of every upward cycle to the down cycle. Amateurs are exposed for what they are. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It just meant that they basically made, they used hope as a business strategy. And hope's not a very good strategy.
Right.
Well, let's dive into this a little bit more though. Think about it. You've got a tide and a swimmer, okay? So the rising tide is the cap rate. The cap rates have compressed from, I'm just going to throw it out here for let's say self-storage, 9%, they've compressed down from 9 to 4.5, which means the tide has doubled the value of these properties, even if they're mediocre, even if the swimmer did nothing, even if he didn't have to paddle, if you will. Now, so the tide is the cap rate. That's the denominator of our equation. Just going over it again, the value equals the net operating income divided by the cap rate. So our tide is the cap rate. The numerator, the net operating income, is the swimmer. It's what you can personally do. How strong of a swimmer are you? Are you going to be able to swim fast and hard enough that when the tide starts going out, in other words, the cap rate expands, are you going to be able to swim enough to overcome that tide? The experts will. The amateurs likely won't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and other things that Warren Buffett says, like, he rushes in when everyone's rushing out. Yeah. I'm waiting for that, that time once again where everybody is rushing out, and I've got my capital on the sidelines ready to go and start picking these things up. Yeah, it's crazy.